Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Toys, and you would think after so many containers and such a long video before, I would have covered everything from my NERF collection. Well, actually I missed an entire bag, which was from one of those giant NERF lots I talked about, and yeah, got a couple more. Not too much, not too long, hopefully. I have covered some of these before on the channel, and I will cover some in the future, so I won't talk too much now about them. Some more that I just added in there for kicks. If I'm missing anything at this point, it's not much, like probably something knockoff that I don't use that much, a water gun that I just don't really play with that much. And if you want to see reviews on some of these or some kind of individual videos on some of them, let me know in the comments below. Outside of the ones that I do talk about in the video. A lot of the electronic stuff in here I haven't really tested or haven't played with in a while, so I can't really speak much about them right now. And like I said, a lot of these came from one or two really big lots of NERF stuff. It was a good value. It was the garage sailing before garage sailing season. And now I feel like, well, it's summer, which is garage sale season. I might have to go back out for more. Starting off with this bow, which is from the 90s, I thought this was pretty good. I tested it a little bit before, but I didn't really have good arrows to really get a sense for the range. But for the stability of the arrow, or the bow itself, the strings are good, the spring inside of the middle of it is good. I just need to get a better arrow or so to really give it its potential. But I like it. We have a few of the NERF laser tag blasters here, the Phoenix LTX. And from what I understand, they don't need a vest. They actually read it on each of the blasters themselves, which is pretty good. But it does take a lot of batteries. That little portion underneath is like 6 AA batteries each. Ouch. Underneath that, we have another NERF auto grip and maybe two. I don't know exactly what those belong to, but it seems to have a similar function, similar shape to it. They are still incomplete either way, but they still function. I'm sure they could be worked into something else if needed, but for right now, I'm not sure what to use them for. I have way too many of the dart tag vests. I'm just showing one here for this video. I think now I'm up to like 5 or 6 different colors of them, and some of them repeat colors. They technically could work for teams, but I don't have a lot of Velcro darts to really get the full effect there. We have the Tiger Electronics Laser Tag LT Team Ops, which is very equivalent to the Phoenix LTX, but this one has a little different style to it, looks a little more lightweight, and it has like a big display with some buttons on the back. I hope that's not confusing to play it, because there's a lot of buttons all around this thing, and I don't know if that really works. Also, I found the reload to be interesting as part of the foregrip. Next, we have a Buzzbee Tech 10. Tech 6 is literally the same thing with 4 less darts with a little different greebling, and I only know those two because there are Lego equivalents of them. Yes, I will get the Lego ones eventually. I do have some later in the video to talk about, but I'm happy to play around with this one to get a feel for it. And, yeah, that'll be fun. Laser Command, I had a set of them myself for a long time. Used to play it a little bit here and there with my brother. We do have the vest to go with them. And now we have 2 more of the blasters and at least 1 more vest. They're all battery operated, and even if I wasn't playing with the game, I was still playing with the blaster because it was fun making lights and sounds with it. We have an Alpha Fire here from Super Soaker. There is a green one and I think a purplish one, like Rebel or something, equivalent to this, a little different in shape and grip to it. But I think the Alpha Fire is actually my favorite of the 3. Don't bother getting the other ones out for the video. But you know, nice as a small pistol water blaster. Then we have a few more down here that are laser tag. I don't know much about them, except for the fact that it says 1998 Toy Max, made in China. And I think the tags for them are over there, which we'll get to in a little bit, but it has the same colors, but I haven't really tested them either. These green and blue ones are exactly the same thing. I believe they're Buzzbee, but it doesn't say it along them, so I'm not really sure. It just has the same kind of style. The blue one actually works better than the green one, because the green one has a sticky trigger, and it doesn't really turn the barrel as it should on the blue one. So that's unfortunate, because the green is my favorite color. I'd like the green one to work really well, but maybe it could use some tweaking. We have an Air Zoomer up here, not Air Warriors, but Air Zoomer, which is probably not much different. This actually looks like it's missing, now that I realize it, because it has like that large piece in the side. I don't know if it's in the bag. I don't really think it's affecting anything for the performance. And this one, you actually have to turn the knob on the side or on the front of it to the next available dart. So it doesn't rotate it itself. It doesn't have an AR system to say, oh, I know what the next dart to fire is. Nope, not that smart. Then we have a Cyber Strike armor shot. I don't know what it goes to exactly at the moment, but even if it's something that I own, or if it's something else, I don't know. It's just there. Maybe it goes with that. I don't know. Then we have this knockoff, which I don't think even has a name. It just says 1991 Imperial, and it's kind of your dollar store brand kind of it. Kind of beefy, kind of like a little weighted here and there for the grip. And it just shoots a horizontal grip, kind of like the nail biter. The darts, I don't think really stick so well. I don't really expect a lot of darts to stick anymore so well. They either dry up or they break apart in use. So that's that. Going over, we have a whole bunch from the water gun category. These are both the same thing, the scatter strikes. And this one down here is a shot blast. They work exactly the same way, have different capacities for water. I believe they all have tactical rails, because it looks like the scatter strikes have that logo on the top, but it might be just the texture. I don't know if it exactly works with them. I haven't tried it, but I know this one for sure it does. And it has a stock attachment, so that's cool. I actually like these two on the top better, though. Here's why. While this one looks really cool, and it's nice to have it customizable, it is hard to hold it steady because of the larger weight of it by itself and the weight of the water shifting around in it. I've tried testing it a few times, and it would always spray the water in a waving form. I can never really get like a straight line of water through that. These, they're a lot easier to hold, and even though they are a little uncomfortable around the grip because of how that stock is kind of like leading into the grip, it still works just enough. I think it works pretty well. And also, it does have a difference of the stream that it has. On the Shot Blast, it's 1. On here, it's 4. You can see like a little holes there. So it actually shoots a little bit more water with each blast. Not bad. Down here, we have the Striker, which is Swimway's Flood Force Striker. Basically pistol. And it's a large, kind of trigger for the handle. It's alright. It's kind of comfortable for a smaller one. I do like the webbing along the sides of it. And it works okay enough. I did try it a little bit before the video. I do think the trigger might be a little bit uncomfortable compared to the handle, but it's just a matter of getting used to it, I suppose. Sizzling cool, I didn't really try. I don't know much about the brand for it, but on the bottom it does say Toys R Us. So, I don't know. In the UK, okay. Interesting. I haven't really tried it that much, but it is kind of a pump grip on the front of it, as you can see there. This one isn't a water gun. This Star Wars one is a battery-operated blaster. It doesn't really fire anything out of it. Just makes a whole bunch of sounds, and I'm sure it makes lights. I didn't really test it. The official Super Soaker Extra Power XP 270. I have a black and yellow equivalent to this. It's a little bit different in shape. My brother and I used to use that a whole bunch, and I know that they are on their way out. They've been worn out for a while. They're very discolored, as you can see here. I think one of them actually broke the tank in the back of it. That's why it's not even here in the video. And I also don't know exactly where it is, even if it's still here and just laying broken somewhere. It's probably not going to work so well as it used to, but it was cool for its time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the best water guns you will ever play with. The Speed Loader 1500. Granted, these are very worn. I know one of them works better than the other over time. They have, a lot of discoloring to them because they've been sitting in the garage for a long time. But they're beautiful. They are the best. They are easy to hold with one hand. And it does kind of have a foregrip, but it's, even with water, it's still good in one hand. It has a way of hooking up to a hose by a little green triangular adapter, which I don't have here in the video. You hook it up, you put it in by the bigger nozzle. It has a tank fill up right here, and you'll know exactly when it's full. Also, you'll hear kind of a shh, shh, with the water sloshing sound to know that it's done. When this thing fires, it can go across an entire backyard. I'm not joking you. Probably even further than that. I'm happy with that. After so many times of use, it's still beautiful. It has a little harder pressure than most water blasters, but not much harder than the massage setting on your shower head. Not that bad. And it has a dual function. When you press the trigger once, you'll fire out of the larger nozzle on the bottom. If you press it a little bit harder, you'll fire out of the 2 nozzles, which, you know, will drain it a little bit more or faster, but hey, that's awesome. I haven't really seen that much on YouTube about it, and I think if I can get everything together, I would love to do a video about these. Or at least one of them, because, you know, they're literally the same thing. I don't know if one works better, and, you know, yada yada. Down here is only a sampling of plug-and-play stuff that just so happened to be thrown in with the NERF stuff. Mission paint, which I already have one, but, like, okay. There's another one. A lot of wires got tangled together. This is what I was saying before, where I think that belongs to one of the laser tags. Maybe those two. That one I mentioned before is a laser tag one, a laser command. Brother, you don't even want to know how many plug-and-play stuff I have. It's a whole giant Tupperware. Like one of the giant Tupperwares I showed for the NERF stuff. It's insane. And that needs its own video. One day. Next, we have Lego. There's a whole bunch of them around the mid-2000s, like 2005 to 2008 or so, that were in water guns, dart guns, most of them done by Busby Toys. That's why I mentioned earlier about the one up there. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get the Lego one because it's me. They had a whole bunch that were also water blasters, and these I actually did do on a video before. I bought them pretty much new, sealed from eBay or thereabouts. I would probably have to go back to eBay and Bricklink to find other ones because I know it's kind of hard to find at one or the other site, so expect more of them in the future. And I'll probably do a redo of the video just to show these a little bit better than I did the first time. They're still in good condition as far as the boxes. They have been opened and used like once or twice for the video really, and since then just kept in nice condition. The differences between them are as follows. This one has a hose that leads up to a tank. You can hook that onto a belt loop, but I do recommend if you can get a better hose, like a longer hose, it would probably work a little bit better for whatever you're maneuvering with. It's a giant squeeze handle, and it fires like one spurt at a time, kind of a misty spurt with it. But there's that. You have the Bionicle one down here that can fire just by pumping the handle down there. I don't know if the trigger actually works with that. I don't remember. But this one works with 2 streams going at the same time. It has a setting on there where you could have 2 steady streams always going at the same time. Or it'll actually have another setting where it turns the head of it when you pump it. So you'll get like this twist of water going through the air. You can see the original video about it, but it's kind of cringy. The montage part is definitely the best part, but that's like late in the video and way longer than it needs to be. So just wait for me to do another one. And then we have the Aqua Raiders one, which is my favorite of the 3. They are still good and they're all in different ways, but I like this one the best because it's consistency. This one, you could pump it up a little bit and until it turns a meter from red to green. Then when you blast it, it's a nice, steady 1 stream. It's a little bit better pressure than some of the other ones. Like I mentioned, this one is kind of a mist. This one's not really hard hitting, not like the other one over there. But it works very well. I really enjoy it. It's also nice and compact, and I love Aqua Raiders. I have almost everything, even merchandise-wise, for Aqua Raiders, because there's not much after this point I had to go through. And I definitely have all the sets, and I love divers, you know, all that stuff. Last but not least, we have here are a series of knockoff blasters from Five Below. I don't know if it's officially Five Below branded. It mentions the brand mostly on here as Hero, Team Blue, or Team Red, depending on the color that you get. I searched in 5 different Five Below stores to find all the different varieties of these. And I'm not really planning on getting a red of every one or a blue of every one, but I do still want to have a video to go through these and understand what they're like. Do they work so well? Is it worth the trip? I mean, they're still all at most $5 each. And there was technically an ammo pack for each of them for like another 40 darts or something. I think this is enough darts, though, for me right now to cover it. They give you darts with a light, with a clip-on light. And yet it's supposed to emulate the red and blue style of the Rival series, even down to the mask. But, you know, they're still dart blasters. They're still basic at the start. This one actually attaches onto your arm. But we'll talk about that more in another video. Thank you for watching this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the 45 minutes of Nerf collecting. And I swear this is it for now until I do the Nerf wanted list or update about especially the Lego section. Maybe a few other of the Elite or Modulus. Maybe Zombie Strike, whatever. You know, hopefully it's not too much longer of a video at that point. And I may try to unload some of these elsewhere because there's a lot of them I don't really plan on using or testing. Unless you guys want to see it on video, let me know in the comments below. We'll see you next time with more Lego videos in the nice, bright sun.